Xin chào mừng mọi người đến với 28 Unique và đây là số tiếp theo trong series At the Top, nơi mà chúng ta cùng trò chuyện với những người không chỉ đang ở đỉnh cao trong sự nghiệp mà còn truyền cảm hứng qua hành trình riêng biệt, góc nhìn độc đáo và tinh thần không ngừng tiến lên. Khách mời của chúng ta ngày hôm nay là một cái tên rất là quen thuộc với người hâm mộ bóng đá Việt Nam ở thời điểm hiện tại. Anh là thủ môn mang hai dòng máu Việt và Cộng hòa Séc, từng thi đấu ở những sân cỏ lớn tại châu Âu và giờ đây đang là một chốt chặn vững chắc trong màu áo câu lạc bộ Công an Hà Nội cũng như là đội tuyển quốc gia Việt Nam.
Nguy hiểm quá! Không vào! Tuyệt vời Nguyễn Filip!
Bóng một gần và không thắng được Nguyễn Filip.
Lại đánh đầu! Ôi giời ơi, làm sao mà có thể vượt qua được Nguyễn Filip đây? Hạt kết từ từ đấy! Tuyệt vời! Đó là quả xạ xuất thần của Nguyễn Filip.
So let's get started. So welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the invitation.
Okay, so how are you feeling today?
Yeah, today is good weather, so yeah, I'm feeling good, of course.
Yeah, we were having a very big rain in the morning, but luckily, things just go really well.
But, now the air is more fresh, so it's better.
Yeah, okay. So do you have any expectations before we come into the show? Like the questions, things that what would you like to share more about?
Of course, I was excited, but I was looking forward for this because I suppose it should be fun. So I hope and I believe we will have a good time here. So.
I would make it fun,
Yeah, I see.
Sure. We have a very beautiful location today, setting next to your home here in Eco Park. So I just keep wondering, like, why did you choose to live here? I mean, I know there's a lot of Vietnamese players living here as well. So why did you choose living here?
Yeah, of course. One of the reasons is that our training center is nearby. It's like 15 minutes by car or by taxi. And of course, like you can see here, it's a really nice place for living, for family, for dog. And yeah, I think it's one of the most beautiful places in Hanoi for family.
Yeah.
For living.
Actually, before we having this show today, I'm kind of nervous. I'm actually kind of nervous. But the thing is, having a meeting with one of the persons that I always I watch every single match of the Vietnamese national team, and now sitting next to you, I feel kind of nervous at first, but when things goes on, I think we have I would love to have like things in common to share with you as well. So I just remember you mentioned you have a dog. Yeah, you love having a pet, the dog, right?
Yeah, actually, when I was a kid, we had a dog like all the time. So in my life, I had maybe already 4 dogs.
4 dogs.
Yeah. So of course, not at one time because it's too much. So in different period of my life, we always keep one dog. So before I come back to Vietnam, we also had a dog. And we didn't want to leave him alone or with my parents in Czech because we considered him like our 3rd child. So actually firstborn child because we had him before our kids. So yeah, he's a part of the family, and I know that Vietnamese people don't treat dogs like family members, but we in Czech Republic we do. So yeah, it was an option to leave him alone in Czech, so we must bring him here to Vietnam.
So he is also a very important part of the family, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So let's say, what's his name?
His name is Phun.
Phun? Phun.
Yes.
Oh. Is it have any meanings?
Actually, it's in Czech Republic we had some TV show, like funny TV show, and one character named Phun.
Phun.
Yeah. He's like a Vietnamese character.
Yeah.
So because me and my wife are half Vietnamese, so we give him this name, and it's also like a more funny thing. So
yeah. So do you have any other activities with him? Him or her?
It's him.
Him, right? Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So do you have any other activities with him? Others. I mean, besides from the time you play football.
Of course, it's a little bit difficult here because, like I told before, many people don't treat the dogs like us. Everybody's a little bit afraid of him because he has a big mouth.
Okay.
So he looks a little bit scary, but he's a really nice guy. And also the weather for him is not so good because now he's getting old, older and more lazy. And of course, this weather especially during the day, it's really hot, and he cannot walk a lot. But I'm trying to walk him in the evening, in the night when kids fall asleep. And so I take him like for 30-40 minutes to walking around here. But in Czech, we went on the field, and I throw him a ball because he loves small ball, running for it and like this. But here it's more difficult, and I think people here needs more time to get used on him.
Yeah. What kind of dog is he? Okay.
It's a stuffed bull. It's
Oh my God.
something similar like I think like many people know pit bull, but it's like a similar breed, but it's a little bit different. But
He's a very big dog, right?
no, he's not big. He has 20 kilo, but he's a small, big muscles, big mouth, and yeah, it's a really friendly dog. And because we also have 2 kids at home, and they can play with him. He's never aggressive. He's never barking. He's like more scared about everything. So when we meet some small poodle, and this poodle start barking at him, he's running away because he's afraid. So yeah, he looks scary, but he's really, he's really pussy.
It's okay. So we can say that he is a very friendly dog, and the fact that you treated him like a family member,
Yes.
also make him like, let's say he is friendlier than the normal dog that we usually see, isn't it?
Yeah, I think because of course, I don't know more dogs in Vietnam, but as I can see, he's well trained. So when I call him to come to me, he will always come. When we told him to not do this, he will not do this. So he's well trained, I think, but not like special training, but I think like normal training for normal life. So everything we need, he can do. So if I go for a walk and tell him go beside me, he go beside me. So yeah, I think
people usually say that the pets demonstrate your personality, its own personality, its own characteristics. So maybe he had that sort of let's say very mild, very friendly characteristic like you having, isn't it? Can we say that?
But if I take a look at him, he's very beautiful and have a muscles, so maybe like me. No, but I think like he's very friendly.
Yeah.
And yeah, maybe he's similar to me and my wife personality.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I can confirm that.
Okay, so how do you think is there any difference of raising a dog in Vietnam comparing to Czech Republic? I mean, have you faced any difficulties at the very beginning?
Yeah, of course we do, because this breed, I didn't see this breed in Vietnam. So
the environment?
Yeah, also because like I told you, everybody's afraid of him. In Czech Republic, people are more used on him, or this breed, or pit bulls and like this. But here, every time when we walk around, I can see people like jumping aside, sometimes jump to the bush just to avoid him. And here in Vietnam, he must wear a muzzle, but in Czech we never did it. So I do it here, but not because I'm afraid he can bite somebody. It's because of the people. But for him, it's of course difficult in this weather. So I put the muzzle only in a building when we go by elevator and like this. But immediately when we go out, I put it out because I think it's not comfortable for him.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's more difficult here to explain people he's not dangerous. Because he only looks, his mouth is big
scary.
And he's because he's hot and his tongue is out. So yeah, for us it was more easy to walk out with him in Czech than in here.
Yeah, so must be a lot of difficulties at the very beginning, but I think he is now getting used to it, right? getting used to that.
I think so. And also I think also the people here around, they already know us, know me. So now I don't meet usually people who tell me something or argue with me. But my wife has a problem with this because all people like complain to her, not to me. I don't know why.
Maybe because you are the icon of the Vietnamese national team. People maybe
sometimes they don't know, but yeah, they never talk to me. They always complain to her, so she's a little bit stressed about it. But I told her like, yeah, we don't do anything bad. We keep him on the leash. In the building, we have a muzzle, so because when I see other dogs here, also poodles or bigger dogs, they are looks more aggressive than him, and they are without leash, without muzzle. So why we should do it when they don't? So when I meet the dog without muzzle and without leash, I also leave him like this because it's not fair to keep him on the leash with muzzle and this dog running and barking around him. So
understands it. So I know that you do that all because of the love for him, let's say the affection that just went for him, right? Yeah, okay. So aside, let's say, just have a sip then. Okay. So aside from spending the time with Phil, can I say it? Okay. After the very stressful matches, do you spend doing anything else like hanging out, having some cup of drink with your friend? But I think with your kind of muscle like this, with your kind of things like it, I don't think you are a drinking person. I think you are a health conscious person. So I don't think you drink, right?
Yeah, actually, of course, I'm from Czech Republic. There is a beer country, but I know I'm a professional football player, and it's not matching with drinking beer, of course. And it's also not good for daily life of football players. So yes, it's like this, and I don't like drunk people. I actually hate it when I see somebody drunk. So for me, it's like I'm more responsible and trying to be professional. But it's not only about the beer, but any other alcohol.
Yeah, no beer environment.
Yeah, no alcohol environment.
I think we have the same in common. I'm allergic to alcohol. Every time I drink, I got Asian glow and all my body get red.
Yeah, I see all Vietnamese when drinking, they get red and the reverse. So you can easily see they are drunk, but
so we don't like it. So what do you do? Like aside from taking your time spending with Phil, what do you do to unwind, to relax your mind after very stressful matches?
Of course, I have 2 kids, so there's no more activities beside my family. So my son doesn't understand football at all, so it's really easy with him to forget about bad matches and about football and like this. So and he's like really like to talk about everything. So he don't give me a time to think about football or something else. So my family is my biggest relax, of course.
How about Mia? Mia, right?
Yes.
You have Filip Jr. Now we have Mia. How about Mia?
Good. You did a good research. Yeah, she of course she cannot talk yet, but she's really, how to say it, like she's a smiling person. We were really surprised because when Filip was young like this, he was crying a lot. But Mia is really opposite. So when she wake up, she never cry. She's just smiling, and she wake up us with her laugh. So I open my eyes, like still sleepy, and I see she's like this and smiling. So it's also very good, like distraction from all bad things that can happen in the match, some mistakes, some losing games, and like this. And if you have 2 kids, you don't have time for anything else. So and you don't even have time for thinking about other things. So
So do you think that Filip Jr. and Mia, it's a Vietnamese name, Mia, right? Mia, like a drinking kind of.
Yeah.
So do you think they are the source of motivation and inspiration for you to come back home every time you're having these stressful matches, every time after coming back from training, and they are the motivation for you coming back home every single time?
Yeah, of course. I'm trying to be like a good example for them. Of course, now more for Filip because he understands. He's smart and he's older. Mia doesn't understand now, but of course. For example, when we lose the match, he asked, "Did you win or lose?" I said, "Yeah, we lose." "Why did you lose?" So I said, "Yeah, because I'm trying to be a good example." So I tell him like, "Yeah, because wasn't good enough. We should more practice and trying to lead him this way to raise him, like to not have excuses for others, but just take the responsibility for our actions and like this." So. Yes, this is my motivation, and I also don't want to see him like me when he's too much angry about anything else. I'm trying to show him that everything has you can solve everything with peaceful mind, and everything has a solution. So I'm trying to be a good example for him.
So you want to solve things with optimism, with positivity.
Yes, exactly.
And you don't want to bring that sort of energy come back to your home because that's where love is. It's built, right?
Yes.
That's where love is, raised up.
Yes.
And accommodated. So let's talk about raising kids. I know that you being a good father.
That's right.
You having a good father as well, right? So let's talk about let's say, raising your kids first, because you're having a Vietnamese root deep down in the blood from your father, right? So do you think like having that inspiration from your father, do you think of bringing that energy, bringing that kind of culture in your blood to your kids? Because your wife also half Vietnamese, right?
Yes.
So your kids is also considered to be half Vietnamese.
Of course, they are. My daughter was born in Hanoi, so.
Oh, that's lovely.
She's, I think she's more Vietnamese than Czech now because most of her life she spent in Vietnam, but of course she will not remember this. And Filip is, he's same because when we were in Czech, he was also very young, so I think he will not remember the beginning in Czech. I think he will start remembering this time in Vietnam when he started to go to school, he learned English, because when he came here he can speak only Czech. So it was really difficult for him, but now he can speak English. And I hope next year he will start learning Vietnamese also. And I want to give them, like, I don't want to lead them, now take a look at Vietnamese culture, you will be Vietnamese, or no, you are Czech. So I want to give them the opportunities, and it's on them what they will choose and which way they will want to go. And I want to give them more freedom about this. I don't talk that something in Vietnam is bad or something in Czech is bad. I let him decide what, or them, because me, of course, in the future will be the same. So it will be on them what they want to choose, which way they will go. So this is my style, or our style of raising.
Even with me and Mia.
Yes.
Of course. Okay. So do you, let's say, they have Vietnamese pal friends at school, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So in order to, let's say, communicate and interact with them throughout school time, do you think having Vietnamese is also studying Vietnamese, like you're doing right now, right?
Yes.
It's good for them in order to, get exposed to the environment, like understand more about the Vietnamese culture, and also like transferring the love you have for Vietnam to them. Do you think that was a very good way for them?
Yes, I think because now Filip understands that people in Vietnam speak different language than in Czech. Before he didn't understand why they talking like this, why they don't understand me. So now he understands there is a world, and there is a different part of the world. Also, he has international friends. So now he understands where is Brazil, where is Vietnam, where is Czech. There are more countries, different languages. So I believe his mind will be really open, because I think people who a lot of travel, they are more respectful for others, because they understand that it's a different culture. I can see it in also in Czech in here, when people are staying only in Czech or staying only in Vietnam, they don't understand other cultures, so they don't understand about the behaving of other people. And I hope he will understand more about more cultures, not only Vietnam and Czech, but also, like I said, Brazilian or any other countries. So I believe that this is good basics for his life, and he will use it in the future.
Yeah. So I have a question. It's just a quick pop up in my mind. How old is he at the moment? An exact age?
He's 4.5.
4.5.
Yes.
He, from my understanding, knowledge, kids can learn a lot of languages.
Yeah.
At this moment, at his age.
Yes.
So do you believe he's going to be a let's say a multi-language speakers in the future? I think so, because
I hope so. That was one of the reasons why I came back to Vietnam, to give him like good basics for his life, because now if you can see the worldwide, if you know language, it's big advantage. And of course, if you know only Czech, it's useless in the world. Also, when you know only Czech and English, it's not bad. But today, almost everybody can speak English, right? So if he can have another language like Vietnamese, I think it can be very useful. And he's like learning it like by himself, only by playing with other kids and like this. And he learned English really fast. We were surprised how fast he learned it. And I hope next year he can add also Vietnamese language.
Yeah.
And if he can speak English and Vietnamese in the next 2 years. So I believe when he will go to the school, he can add one more language if he wants. Of course, we would like to, for example, French, Spanish, or Portuguese or something like this. And it would be really great. I would be really proud and really happy that everything I planned go like this. But of course, you never know.
Thing from sharing, I can feel that you are a very proud father, and you are very, let's say, what can I say? Use the word. Let's say you are a very optimistic father about the futures of kids, and you believe you set the future as a goal for them as well. So is it any different? There's any difference from the way your father, Mr. Minh, Nguyễn Minh, train you and the way you train your kids? Is there any difference between it?
Yeah, of course it's different. Also, it's different when my mother raised me, so I'm trying to raise my kids. I don't say they raised me good or bad. They have their own way, and I'm trying to take all the good things and my experience, what could be useful for my kids in their life. Because of course, now it's different time than was 30 years ago or 25 years ago. So yeah, I'm trying to use all my experiences, also experiences of my wife. We're trying to give our kids the best. So yeah, I hope it will work like this. But when they will grow up, they will have their own mind and their own opinion. So we will respect it. And I hope we will give them good basics, really good basics, so they can become a really good persons.
Yeah. So getting back to a little bit about your time in Czech, because comparing of what you're having now, of raising your children, raising your kids, comparing to what your parents did with you in Czech, because I have read a lot of new papers on why I do research on you, and there's one thing I've always keep in my mind is about the fact that your parents, your mom, they having a lot of debt while raising you. Right? It was a very hard time for you, right? Of keeping you playing football, keeping you to school, and keeping you as a person.
Yes.
Of course. Can you tell a little bit about that time?
Yeah, this is one of the things that I'm trying to raise differently than my parents, because of course now I understand how difficult it is when kids want something and you cannot give them because you don't have money for this. Luckily, I have this luck that I can give them everything what they want, but I'm trying to not give them everything. I don't want to spoil them, and of course I want to show them you cannot buy something when you don't have money for this. So this is one of the experience I want to use. But of course my mother tried her best. She did a lot of good things, but also, like I said, she trying to give us the best, even when she didn't have resources for this. But of course, I'm really grateful for this, and also it gave me the experience I can transform and give to my kids. So I'm also grateful for this. And yeah, now, of course, my mother is with no debts. We made it. Like, I tried to help her, give her back everything she gave me, to help her, also to help my father. And I'm also trying to be a good son.
Yeah.
And yes, I think everything, like, I'm really happy that I had these experiences about everything, and I can give it to my kids.
Yeah. So do you think your mother, it's also another sort of motivation for you to always keep pushing forward? Like in the past, you know, I have read through your biography by the time your talent, your time with football back in a very young age, and you start very late compared to other peers. 9 years old, right?
Yes.
9 years old, and things didn't get really well after that because you got a lot of. I don't want to mention about that word because racism is not a word that I want to mention, but you got a very hard time in Slavia, right? Slavia,
Sparta.
and Sparta Prague.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you think your mom is always, because she's always supporting you, always throughout every single matches and throughout your hard time, and with that kind of, I don't want to talk about that word one more time, but do you think, she is another sort of motivation for you to keep pushing?
Of course, she was my biggest motivation to not quit the football, because I knew what she did for me when I was a kid, and how many problems we had because of my football and like this. So I didn't want to give up so easily, and so after this, when it was really difficult and I didn't know if I will stay in football or go to work, this was one of the reasons why I continue in the football. So I tried one more year, and things went well. And of course, in every training, when I will go for training, I said, but I want to be the best. I said, one more year, I will try to play here, and let's see what will happen next season, if I will continue or not. So it was my biggest motivation. And of course, during the time, now my biggest motivation is, of course, my family, because my kids, and like I told you, I want to give them everything, the best things and the best basics. So my mother helped me a lot during my career. Now the biggest motivation is, of course, my own family,
and
my
now
wife and my kids, of course.
And now it's a time to pay her returns, right?
Yes.
It was so good to understand more about you, about these. Just have a sit then. I know you've been talking a lot, and you're talking more than I do. I just keep asking questions. But that very hard time in Sparta, is also the time I think you met your wife in the gym.
No. It was actually, it was when my contract expired in Sparta. So I didn't know what to do. So I found one club in the 3rd division, but it was only like half-part job. And that was the time when I was thinking to quit football or continue. So I tried one more year. Then I tried one more year, and then there was a club from the 2nd division. It was Vlašim. So I tried, okay, it's less money, but I can try it. So I tried 1 year, and in that time, I met my wife there in the gym in Prague. And Vlašim is 50 minutes. It was 50 minutes by car. It's a different city. And I met her in Prague, but she was born in Vlašim, so it was a little bit coincidence. And I met her during this time. And I think everything happening for a reason. So the same thing is difficult time after my contract expired in Sparta. And I'm really happy for this, because it gave me these experiences, and now I'm the person who I am only because of these experiences. So I have a little bit different point of view for some things, because when I saw some football players in Czech, they were a little bit spoiled because they was raised in big clubs and they have like top environments and like this. And yeah, I think I can feel the real value of the success now, because when you go through the difficult times and you are on the top, you value it more. So I think this is my case, and I'm really grateful for like every year I can play professionally. And because I know it's not easy, and when like because I know many people see only the success, but they don't see the way to the success, and to keep on the top. So yeah, I'm really grateful for every experience, also when it was really hard and difficult, and it wasn't the good times. So
yeah, the series of today's podcast is at the top. so namely, you people think you are at the top of your career, but what people don't really think of is the struggling times, the moment when you had very down that let's say it's clicked down in your careers, and I know it's very hard for you. And of course, throughout the podcast, what we want people to know more about is they can understand your hard time. They can have that sort of sympathy, the empathy for you, so they can understand more about your careers. Because I know you're having a lot of followers here in Vietnam. You're having a lot of fans here in Vietnam. You also build a fan page, a Vietnamese fan page.
yes,
I saw no English there, only Vietnamese.
Yes.
Do you have a team doing that for you, right?
Yes, I have one guy who's taking care of this, but we always discuss what to post, and like 99% is my words. He just like translate it, not literally, but like more for Vietnamese people.
Yeah.
Because in Vietnam I have like I think 90% of fans are from Vietnam, so this fan page is more for them than from. Of course, I have some followers in Czech Republic, but it's not so much like in Vietnam.
Yeah. So as soon as you landed here in Vietnam, as you get it here, so do you feel that sort of atmosphere, the differences of the Czech fans comparing to Vietnamese fans? Like you feel like you are a celebrity here, truly a celebrity here in Vietnam?
Of course, I feel different because also Vietnamese people are more like passionate about the football, and when somebody meet on the street, they are like not shy to ask for picture. I see the looks, how they look at me. But in Czech, they maybe know me, but they don't like care. They don't want to do any picture. They don't want a signature and this. So Vietnamese people are more passionate about this.
Yeah. So let's say, how do you? At what point is the time when you feel connected most with your fans? Because the fans here in Vietnam, they are very, very enthusiastic. Yeah.
Agree.
They can be very supportive at the time. There's a highs coming up, but when it lows, there will be a lot of critics. There'll be a lot of, let's say, you're bad, you're sucks, you're not good in the team. But when you're high, people are always raising you like, you are the inevitable parts of the team, like that. So when do you feel like most connected to the fans here in Vietnam?
Actually, to be honest, I think it's like I know I'm famous, but I think I'm not so popular, because sometimes I feel a lot when people are waiting for my mistakes and they are happy that I made mistakes, that they can write bad comments on Facebook and like this. I don't read it, but my father and father-in-law, they are checking Facebook and is this true? And in this newspaper they said this, and then why you read newspapers? Because like I said, they are waiting for me to do mistakes, and even if I don't make a mistake, they write that I made a mistake. So I think I'm really famous but not popular here. So but back to your question, sorry. When I was feeling the most connected, I think it was during the AFF Cup, because Actually, this tournament, like worldwide, is not so important. But I feel in Vietnam it's a really big event because, of course, Vietnam has the biggest chance to win some trophy. And yeah, when I saw how people in Vietnam live with this tournament, I was so surprised, and also I was very happy to see it and also experience it. When I saw the atmosphere about during this tournament, it was amazing. So I think it was really nice to see all Vietnamese people united and support the Vietnamese national team.
That's let's say, the patriotism.
Yes, exactly.
The love
for
the country. And that's...
Flags everywhere.
Yeah.
Right?
The flags, the red flags everywhere. And do you see like people like falling out to the street with a lot of waves and a lot of flags at that time?
When we won it, so on the airport and during the way to the government building, when many people waiting just to see us, it was really nice. I think this cannot happen in Czech Republic because people, like I said, they don't care much. But here in Vietnam, it was really nice to see people waiting for us just to see us passing through. And yeah, that's why sometimes I'm really sad. I cannot give a signature and photo for everybody, but I'm trying my best. But sometimes it's really too much.
Okay. So you can see like we have a pride, the Vietnamese pride, all the time. Like, let's say when a Vietnamese product, when a Vietnamese national team, even not with football, with other kind of sports, Olympics, SEA Games, and even pool billiards, when a Vietnamese players, a Vietnamese athletes representing the entire country in an international field, you know, we have that sort of, you know, a blood
I see.
running around, and that's really good for the Vietnamese, for the culture. We build that culture, and that's really good. I think you can experience that as well.
Yeah, of course, it's really nice. Yes, but sometimes I have to say it, like it happened many times that also many people treating me like a foreigner.
Yeah.
Like, for one example, when we went to the village, there is an entrance and only foreigners must pay, I think it's 200,000 dong. So when we came here with my family, everybody saw me and, hey, can I take a picture with you? I said, yeah, of course. So I went and the guardian, hey, you must pay entrance. I said, what? I'm Vietnamese. No, foreigners. I show him ID. No, you're a foreigner.
Come on, you have that Vietnamese national, the passport. You have it.
I have ID and everything,
Oh my God.
but still treating me like a foreigners. So it wasn't about 200. Of course, I can pay it, but I was angry because he wanted to take a picture with me, like because, hey, you are a goalkeeper of Vietnam national team, but pay foreigner fee. So what is this? Yes, and same when was my wife in Hoi An. There was some show and different price for foreigners. Yeah, and she showed her ID. No, you're a foreigner. You must pay the highest fee. Come on. What is this? So sometimes it's really get angry. Yeah. Because I'm Vietnamese and I think I'm doing a good job also for Vietnam, like good representation for Vietnam, and then it's like this. And also I see like many people treating me more than if they want. If they need it, they treat me like a foreigner. But if they want, they treat me like Vietnamese. So I mean, sometimes like this, sometimes like that. So yeah, it can make me angry sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, as a Vietnamese, from deep down from my heart, I see it's a very rude action. That's very rude. Yes. And hopefully throughout this show, throughout the podcast, this will be a reason. As a, let's say, like I don't know, a confessions. To those who did it to you.
Maybe I will have a free entrance to Bagho village next time.
Next time, right? I hope so. And they're going, and all the fans, all your fans, the Vietnamese fan, will report it to that sort of actions. So, oh my God.
Yeah, I know that many people cannot see it, but of course it's also very difficult for, not only for me, but also for many, not only players, but I think also for many people who has roots in Vietnam. They want to support Vietnam. and they're making difficulties like this.
Yeah.
And also when it's about, I see when I went to buy strawberries here,
Yeah.
the price for me is different than for my
Come on.
housemate, because she's Vietnamese. She went buy strawberries. She paid like 50.
Yeah.
I came here and she said 150.
Come on.
So
Triple.
Yeah. Of course. So it's not only about me, about money, about 100, because like it's not about money, but about the principle. Like why you treating like this? But not only for me, but also for foreigners. Why you ask more money for foreigners?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's many difficulties that many people cannot see.
It's such a pity.
Yeah.
From
And I think it's also not good for all Vietnamese people, because in the world everybody say, yeah, Vietnamese people are really kind, but they make many hustles like this. So
Yeah. I hope that the one who sell you those strawberries and the one who treat you like foreigners, they will have the chance to listen to
maybe I
this
will get
video.
also free strawberries next time.
Yeah, I know. But the way I see, deep down from my heart, I feel like, that was such a rude actions, and I don't want to keep them repeated in the future.
It's not only positive things, but it's
Yeah.
small things. Of course, like I said, it's not about money, but about the principles. So these things can make me crazy.
Okay, so let that fall apart, okay?
Yeah.
And we're moving up to the Vietnamese pride. We were mentioning like when there is a Vietnamese brand coming out to the world. This time around, I would like to mention VinFast. You just purchase a VinFast VF7.
Yes, that's right.
A black one, right?
It's a gray.
A gray, sorry.
Dark gray.
Yeah.
I wanted black, but it was out of stock. So.
Out of stock. Unlucky you, but it's okay. It's still a Vietnamese car.
Yeah.
So, why did you choose that VinFast VF7 comparing to others kind of brand? Because there's a lot of European brand like I don't know, Peugeot, BMW, Mercedes. Oh, there are a lot, and I think you kind of familiar with that sort of images back in Czech Republic. But why did you choose a Vietnamese brand for the Vietnamese car?
Actually, when I was in Czech Republic, I also used Czech car, Skoda. But
we have it in Vietnam as well.
Yeah, I know. So for me, there were like two options. I wanted, because when I came here, I was thinking like, I don't need a car, I have motorbike, but now I see the car is more comfortable, of course.
Yeah.
So there were only two options for me, Skoda and VinFast. So I think it's nice to support like a local brand, and the brand like it's matching with me. Like Skoda is Czech, VinFast is Vietnamese, of course, obviously. And also it's electric car. And when I see the pollution in Hanoi and Vietnam and all, so I tried to do something about this, because I care a lot about environment, and also I see in Vietnam it's still not like in Europe, because in Europe now you cannot get a plastic straw. They're trying to reduce everything plastic, but here I go buy like one drink and they give it plastic bag. So I say, no, please don't give me plastic bag. I take it to my hands. So sometimes I go like this because just don't want to use the plastic bags. And so I think it was really convenient for me, and I'm happy that I can help also environment. And I think it's matching with me.
So it seemed like you are a very environmentally, centered person.
Not too much, but I care, of course. Also, but here it's more difficult because I don't know how things going in Czech. We recycling trash, but I don't know how it's doing here properly. So sometimes struggling with this, and it's a little bit difficult for me here.
So I feel like that's also a reason why you chose staying in Eco Park, because that's how.
Of course, the environment is better here. Also, the pollution is not so high like in Hanoi, and I care about my kids, of course. But they are breathing. There are many trees, and you can see it's really nice. So.
As soon as I got here, I feel like I can feel the difference. Like, it was so clear that now I'd like to lie down, and stay and have a nap, Hope you like it as well.
Yes.
I can spend the entire day, like this. But coming back to the VinFast, let's see, because that's a car. I'm sorry for being a gas person. I have a Civic, but I'm sorry for being that. But trying to, in the future, maybe I'll have
Yeah.
another VF7 like you there. I like it because the style, the design.
I like the design. It's really nice.
Okay, so coming back to the time of coming back to Vietnam, from the time you're getting the Vietnamese nationality, because I know it's a trend right now for Southeast Asian players, Southeast Asian descent,
Yes.
coming back to their Southeast Asian route and playing for the national team. So, the time you're coming back here into Vietnam as a Vietnamese players, do you see like how have you adapted to the environment at first? So the environment, the weather, and the fans, the way you communicate with your colleagues. So, can you share more about that time? Because it was a very, very I have to use the word like a constant change, a constant change in your careers. So how was that?
Of course. It was a big shock because it's totally different than in Europe.
Yeah.
And now I'm talking about weather, because I came here, I think it was end of July. So really hot here. But it's different hot than in summer in Czech Republic. So when I came here, I played the game after three days. I arrived, and after 3 days I already played the game. And yes, of course it's different. Also we have a trainings afternoon. In Czech Republic in the morning, so it was also a big difference. And everything like style and also culture in football is much different than in Europe. So I think I get used on the weather and like environment here, but I'm still struggling and about other things in Vietnamese football, because I told you it's much different. Also, the mentality of players are so different. So there are many things that I need to use still.
How different they are? I mean, the mentality you just mentioned.
Like, for me, the biggest difference is the ambitions of the players. Because when I was in Czech, the goal of all players was to go play abroad, play top leagues and like this.
Yeah.
But in Vietnam, it's different. Everybody wants to stay in Vietnam, and really. I know 5 players who wants to go play abroad, would like to go to play abroad. So for me it was a little bit shock. But on the other side, I understand, because they have everything here. They know the language. They don't know any other language.
Yeah.
They are really proud about Vietnam. They want to stay here. They are big stars here. They have good money. So I a little bit understand, but I'm different in this way, because I'm ambitious and I still want to be the best. I still want to play on the highest level. I still want to win trophies. I still want everything as I can. So I think this is the biggest difference between mentality.
Because when we talk about football, the ambitions, what drives us forward, is that when decided, are you going to play your best at a single match? Because if a player is being set to be critical about the match, they are going to look at that and they're going to, let's say, keep pushing, and they look at the mistakes, they look at the fails at the match, and they kind of push and push them into a high level.
Yes.
In sport, that's how Europe players are trained.
Yes, exactly.
And
This is the difference I'm talking about. I can see it. Like, if you talk with my coach, goalkeeper coach, I always ask him to criticize me, to find some mistakes. Even when he say it was good, I say no, it wasn't good. I could do better than this. But I see many Vietnamese, not only players but all people, don't like to be criticized. Don't like when you show their mistakes. So when I came here, I tried to help all players to grow, to show them that they can do better. So I shout a little bit on them during the game, which is in Europe is totally normal, also during the training. But it happened a few times that when I did it, they get upset and we a little bit fight, argue. So I said, okay, it's not my problem. You don't want to be better? Okay, don't do it. But do your job in the match, and okay, I don't care about you anymore. So yes, this is the biggest difference. And of course, nobody likes to be criticized. But if you want to be the best, you want to be better and like this. So I think you need it. And if you ask my goalkeeper coach, he will confirm that I like to be, not like, of course, but and trying to find, after every game, I'm trying to find mistakes and improve it. And of course, in every game you can find many mistakes, but in Vietnam it's like, we won 1-0, you were very good. But nice. No, I did make many mistakes. So I need to improve this. No, it was 1-0, you were very good. So I said, no, I'm not happy with this performance.
Yeah.
So it's like this.
You still find the rooms to get better, right?
Yes, of course.
The fact that a lot of Vietnamese players don't really want to be criticized to the other man, I understand that. Because I think that's the way they are trained. They are raised in Vietnam.
Treating like a big stars.
Yeah. But I think they are having their comfort zone. They are being in their comfort zone. They feel comfortable with what they have.
Yes, agree.
So that could be, a goal in the environment they are trained. Like, let's say, if you only live once, so just try to.
Yeah, I totally understand that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't blame them because it's not only their fault. It's also because of the environment. When they treat you like a big star, even if you are known only in Vietnam, then you think you are the biggest star. But when you go outside of Vietnam, bro, nobody knows you. Like, how many Vietnamese players play abroad now? I don't think much.
I think is one reason because their English is not proficient as others.
I know one player. For me, it's the biggest professional in Vietnam. I think I can say it's THİNH from Hanoi. I can see he's for me, it's 100% biggest professional in Vietnamese football. He's watching his lifestyle during the national team. He's behaving. He's also learning English because he wants to go play abroad, and I really admire his attitude. And I believe if everybody not everybody of course, but most of players have attitude like this, Vietnamese football grow much faster.
I agree. And we'd love to look to that future in the upcoming years. But getting back to the time when you're on the pitch and you are shouting to your colleagues, to your teammates.
Yeah.
I watched a lot of match of yours, and I saw like when your teammates they're doing wrong, you all criticize it. I think that is a very good. They see that is you trying. Let's say, we could say that criticize on the pitch is something that very negative on their side, but from the side is you trying to keep them pushing.
Get best result in the match, not only for me but also for the team. And they don't like it, and sometimes I see they pretending they don't hear me or they don't understand. But now of course in the match it's normal. But I also did it in training. I was surprised one player, a young player. I like also his attitude in the training. I tried to push him. I shout him like, "Come back and do this and that." And after training, he came and, "Thank you, Filip. Thank you." He really thanked me that I'm pushing him up. It's I also think I can say it's Minh from our club. So I was really happy to see somebody with this attitude like this. But of course, I'm not shouting because they make mistakes, because everybody can make a mistake. But what can really upset me is the attitude. Like, they don't care. They do mistakes, okay. But I'm trying. I also made many mistakes, right?
Yeah.
But I know I did it, but I did everything to try to avoid it. I tried my best, and then I trying to fix it. But when I see they do mistakes and they don't care about it anymore, we continue to go, okay. So that can make me angry, and I see it a lot.
Yeah. All right. That was good. That was very good.
Actually, I'm not sure because I'm afraid of what people will say about this because I know when I talk a little bit more negatively like this, because it's not positive, right? It's my image put down. I saw it once I think it was when I saw the field in THİNH last season. I posted on my Instagram, and then I saw many people insult me because hey, you are only complaining about the field and about pitch and this. So I'm expecting something like this now.
But it's okay. It's absolutely normal.
Yes, I'm okay with this because I say it because I believe it can help Vietnamese football also
to grow.
Yeah, of course, and maybe then some people realize that they do something wrong and they can do something better. They can do it better than now. So if they will insult me for this, okay. But I have my conscience is clear. I don't like insulting anybody, right? I'm just saying, like, in general, there are some people like this, many people like this.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think this is the one of the reason that could help for grow Vietnamese football.
Yeah, I think it's a value that you created, that you're creating, because you want the best of the Vietnamese football environment.
Yes.
You want it to grow,
Yes.
and that kind of mindset, I think, if you keep transferring it to the other players, and the podcast will help that to happen.
Yes.
And I believe that will be a better vision for the Vietnamese football.
Actually, I have one more example. For example, our second goalkeeper, Do Si Hui, when I see like he improved a lot really from the last season, and I was really proud and happy when he told me that I'm his like idol, and he's following me and like this, and he's getting better because of just watching me. So I'm really satisfied and happy with this. So I'm not coming to people, hey, do this. If somebody wants help, he can come, and I will always help them. Same like Hui, and I see he's a really good goalkeeper now. I think he would play in like 90% of the league clubs because he's really good, and his attitude is also very good. So yeah, that's make me happy and proud when I see that I can help somebody only by my example, like my work. Yeah. So it's really nice.
That was very lovely from sharing, because the way you sharing, like, help us appreciate a lot of what you have, encounters, what you have experienced throughout the
but
time.
Of course, you must ask him if it's like this. Maybe he just told me, and but no, I don't care about Filip. But I think, when I saw him in training behaving with me, so he helped me a lot with my Vietnamese. We're talking in Vietnamese, so thanks to him, I improved a lot. So I think it's like both sides.
Okay, that's lovely. So we talk a lot about the time of you thinking about the time past time here in Vietnam. How you feel so far? Everything.
Yes, it's almost 2 years. Like I said, I'm used on some things. I still didn't use on something, but I feel I'm a different person. I'm more, how to say it, like I can accept more things. Now I know how to deal with really many problems. What should I care and what shouldn't care. So yeah, it changed me a lot. It gave me a lot of experience, not only in football, but also like a person. Experience I can give my kids, to my family. So I'm really grateful for this experience, and I'm not regret this transfer to Vietnam. So I'm happy for everything what happened.
Really lovely to hear you say so. So let's talk quick about the future, because you are 33 now, right? Yep. So what's are the plans for the future? I mean, after 35, or let's say, do you think of having a training academy here, run after your name here in Vietnam in the future? You have any plans for that?
Actually, Vietnam teach me to not plan anything, because
really
because I cannot plan even my holidays next week. So everything is changing. I don't know what will be tomorrow. Only thing I know is I have a 1 more year contract with Công Hanoi. And what will be after the year, nobody knows. I still don't know what I want to do after my football career. I know I will not be a coach, I guess, because I think if I'm coach, my hair will be really white, and I still don't know what I will do, but I want to do something in football, because I do it actually all my life. And I don't even know till when I want to play. I think I will play until my body will say stop, because I hate to miss any trainings. I hate miss any games. I'm still training even when I'm injury. When I'm sick, my wife hates me for this every time. Hey, take a rest. No, I cannot. So I think I will play a really long time, and nobody knows. Like I told you, Vietnam teach me to not plan anything.
That's the funny thing about Vietnam. Like, also the podcast. You know that, right? Because I know you are busy person.
Yeah,
You're
we
having a lot of
change-
schedule with the clubs, and it's changed
Yes,
like
exactly.
spontaneously throughout
Exactly.
the time.
So
Yeah.
also in the club we change schedule for every day, let's say. So
Yeah, I can see it.
it's really difficult to plan because in Czech we had a schedule for 1 week or 1 month, and it changed just a little bit.
Yeah.
But here it's changing all the time. Same with the league. In Czech, when we before the season they draw, and we knew what days we will play exactly.
Yeah.
Full season, so you knew when you will finish. But here in Vietnam, you have a draw only for 2 months. And
Yeah.
after 2 months, they say, okay, let's do another 2 months. So you never know when you will finish. And like
Yeah.
this. So this.
So maybe in the future, after a single moment, if you feel like you want to share more about your plans, well,
Yeah,
I would
maybe.
love to invite you to rejoin our podcast for the next
sure.
time.
Will
Yeah,
be my
for sure.
pleasure.
Yeah. So we did a lot. We've been experiencing a lot of things. So I'd like to speak a lot to the Vietnamese fans. Okay. Okay. So trong cái số lần này thì chúng ta đã được trải qua những cái cung bậc cảm xúc khác nhau và cũng như là hiểu hơn về những hành trình về bóng đá, cũng như là về những cái khoảng thời gian anh ấy có tại Séc trước đây này, và cái cảm nhận của anh ấy sau khoảng thời gian chuyển đến Việt Nam sinh sống và chơi bóng tại đây. Thì cũng mong là các bạn viewer của chúng ta qua cái số lần này thì chúng ta sẽ có thể có một cái nhìn khác hơn về Filip Nguyễn, về những gì anh ấy đang cảm nhận, anh ấy trải qua, và cũng như là trong thời gian sắp tới thì chúng ta sẽ luôn luôn ủng hộ và support Filip Nguyễn trong những trận đấu và trong những hành trình trong cái sự nghiệp của anh ấy trong thời gian sắp tới. Do you have any words to the Vietnamese fans after this podcast? And you can look at the camera. Yeah.
Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this podcast. It was fun for me.
Yeah.
Thank you for the invitation. And yeah, I believe that you really enjoyed that, and you take only positive things about this, because I believe this podcast is only positive. So thank you for watching. Thank you for support, and maybe next year we will sit here again and talk about more about my future or Vietnamese football future. And yeah, we will see. So thank you.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that moment. Yeah. And we can look into the camera and say goodbye to them. Okay. You know the Vietnamese word xin chào, hẹn gặp lại. Yeah. You can say that. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Xin chào.
Chào, hẹn gặp lại.
Bye bye.